Logs are piling up. Welcome back to GP Outdoors. You folks know on the channel, I love trying new tools and equipment. And most recently, if you've been following along, you'll know that I have a new laser firewood marker called the Firewood Pro Sizer. I've been using it now for just over a month. I thought I'd give you a 1-month review, as well as answer a few questions. One of the nice things about having such a wonderful community on this channel is we all get to see new equipment. I learn from you folks. I get to learn by using the equipment. And you guys always post a lot of observations, comments, and questions. So let's get to them today. So if you're seeing it for the first time, the Firewood Pro Sizer is a laser firewood marker. Just like so many others on the market, except this one uses a red laser dot and it clamps right on the side of the handle of your saw. I've been using it on the 261 for some time now, about a month. It's working out pretty good, and I wanted to give you a little bit of feedback and answer primarily 2 questions today. One is whether or not you can actually see that dot in the bright sunlight, and 2 is whether or not the clamp or the unit gets in your way when you're felling trees. So we're going to give both of those a try today. So the unit, as you folks know, I've mounted up above my left hand where I like to sit it, especially when I'm felling trees. Depending on where your oil cap is or your oil fill, you may want to put it all the way down at the bottom of the handle if your oil fill is up towards the top of the chassis. Or in my case, mine is down below, so you want to make sure that you're mounting it away from the oil fill because you don't want to have to take it off every time you've got to put more bar oil in. So for me, you folks hear that? Sounds like somebody's having a party and we weren't invited. Let's go check it out. Those sneaky devils. Guy and Husky Bob. Got a little extra split in that. Oh, and our good friend Coda. How are you, buddy? Keep going. Somebody threw a party and didn't invite us, eh?
Well, we did everything we could, Gord, to find you, but I tell you what, you can hide well.
Yeah, well, especially when there's work involved. Well, you guys are making short work out of that pile. That was huge this morning when I drove by.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, this Easton-made splitter makes things a lot easier.
Oh,
it's beauty.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I love it. A lot, and I see you're using the 4-way with those huge rounds. How's it getting through?
Good.
Not a hesitation. We had to lock it down, though.
Oh, did you? Oh, the wedge?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's great. Well, listen, I'll just get back to what I'm doing all by myself up in the field.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, me and the rest of the subscribers, we're heading back.
Oh.
I've been using it in the forest up to date, and usually even if you get some sun through the trees or through the canopy, I can still see the dot. But the question many of you asked me is, if I'm sitting out on a bright, clear, sunny day, can I still see the dot? So I'm going to grab one of these logs off the pile. I'm going to head down to Kai and Husky Bob and hang out with them, and I'm going to block it up right in the direct sunlight, and we'll see. Let's head into the forest and drop a tree. So let's wrap her up for the day. To answer your questions, you can absolutely see that red laser dot in the bright, clear midday sun. It's not a problem at all. You don't need your glasses, you can't squint. That laser light shows up on the side of the bark just as easy as it does here in the forest. So I'm glad I gave that little test today because I was kind of wondering about that myself. Felling the tree, I think I need to move it up the handle a little bit. To answer your questions, I could feel it when I was doing my front cut. It wasn't in the way, so to speak, but you know, sometimes when you're pivoting, you want to move that left hand, you want to slide it along the handle a little bit. So in that respect, I think I might just move it up a tiny bit more. But other than that, wasn't really in the way, because once you're pivoting through, although I like to slide a little bit, I just need maybe another inch of room there. But otherwise, it's out of the way. It's not in the way, it's not an impediment. One other question I've received a few times is the battery life. Over the last month in use, I've charged it several times. You will get a good 5 hours of use out of it. And remember, as some folks had said, well, you know, usually I'm working a lot longer than 5 hours in a day. But you're not bucking for 5 hours straight. You know, you're bucking a few logs, you probably shut this off, put it down, move some logs, get some more out of the forest. You turn the laser on and off. But I have not yet run out of laser or out of battery during the course of a day, because I'm not bucking nonstop for 5 hours. Over the course of the day, I might buck 5 hours, but I've yet to burn out the battery. So far battery life is okay. Not sure in the winter, because of course we haven't got there yet, but we'll be testing it through the winter as well, and I'll let you know. And over the last month, I'm definitely getting a little more consistent at getting closer or at 16 inches. It's like anything else, as Neighbor Guy said, experience over time, because you get a feel for where to place that dot against the edge before you spin up the saw. And as you saw earlier on, about a month ago when I put out the first video, I was at 18s, 18s and a half, 16s, 15s and a half. And now as you see today, I'm much closer to 16s almost consistently. And I think it's because I'm getting a feel for where to see the dot. But as I've mentioned before, if you yaw that saw left or right, you're going to move the dot, and of course you're going to move your measurement. And one last question that I've seen a few times in the comments is whether or not this is clamped on is going to get bumped and moved and therefore mess up your measurement. I can tell you that clamp is on there rock solid. You're not bumping it and you're not going to move it. Once you tighten that down around the handle, it's not budging. At least it hasn't for me in a month. I think that wraps up my 1 month review. I'm going to keep using it, see how it operates through the winter, but hopefully I've answered all of those questions that have been in the comments. Really appreciate your feedback and observations, whether it's on this tool or equipment or any other equipment that I get on the channel. It's one of the benefits of having the channel. but I'm going to keep trying her out. If you like the channel, please click subscribe, hit the like button, tell all your friends, and most importantly, please be kind to one another. I'll see you again on the next one. Cheers.